Thank you for joining me today for Yoga Basics. I felt like it was important to do this video today because I get asked a lot, am I doing the poses correctly? The first thing I tell people is if it hurts, don't do it and listen to your body. There are a few simple alignments that we can do that will help protect us from injury. The SI joint is the number one injured place within our bodies when we're doing yoga. The reason for this is that the SI joint is very, very tiny and it's meant for very tiny movements. It's not meant for big movements. When we have those big movements that are too big, it causes sciatica and a lot of pain within our bodies. So that's something that we'll focus on today as we run through a few simple techniques. Now, please keep in mind that your pose does not have to match mine exactly. Your body is different and it's unique. And in addition to that, if you're doing yoga in a room full of people, your pose also doesn't have to match theirs exactly. As long as you have these simple alignment techniques, it's going to help you strengthen your yoga practice without injuring yourself. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our mats. We'll start in a standing position. Before we begin our simple alignments, let's just take a moment to ground ourselves and feel centered. To do that, we can come towards mountain pose with the palms of our hands facing whatever's in front of us. Mountain pose can also be called anatomical position if we're talking about anatomy. And feel free to close your eyes or come to a soft gaze. And we'll take a couple breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Just beginning by engaging that nervous system. And just remembering in any yoga practice just to breathe. Letting that breath guide us from movement to movement will help us keep our minds focused and being mindful to be in the present moment. And we'll take just a few more deep breaths. Okay. And then when you're ready, we'll begin with our first posture. Now, one thing that we can do to help keep our bodies aligned is to make sure that our joints are neatly stacked over one another. So for this posture, we'll come towards our first posture for alignment. We'll come towards Warrior One. Now for Warrior One, take a moment to notice my left knee. My left knee is directly over my ankle. And then that hip is directly beneath that, or the knee is directly beneath that hip. Notice that my leg isn't turning inward. I see this often. Keeping that alignment there is really going to help. Also take a moment to notice how far away my feet are from each other. Making sure that our feet are on train tracks, if you will, is also going to help us with that alignment. Not squeezing those legs together is really going to help. And in this Warrior One pose, we'll take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready to move towards Warrior Two, again, keeping those feet on train tracks, that back foot will come towards a 45-degree angle. And then from this Warrior One, we'll bring that left hand in front, the right hand in back. If that left hand is, if both the left hand and the left leg, or the right hand and the right leg will be forward. Notice how my arms are at constant line of energy. And then I'll gaze over that front hand. And we'll hold this for a few breaths. And from here, we'll move towards an extended side angle. So from here, instead of bending from the spine, we'll hinge from the hips forward. We'll bring that right elbow down to the left elbow down to the right knee. And we'll bring that right hand towards the ceiling and we'll gaze up that right arm. And when you're ready, we'll move back towards warrior two. And then when you're ready, we'll drop that back hand. We'll bring that front hand overhead. And then we'll gaze up that arm. Bringing that hand back down. Let's go ahead and do the other side just to even it out. Coming again towards mountain, taking a few breaths here. And when you're ready, switching sides. So we'll bring that left foot in front. We'll bring that right foot in front. Right foot in front, left foot in back. Again, being mindful of that joint placement. Taking a few breaths. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and move towards warrior two. Again, that back foot at a 45-degree angle. Hinging from the hips, adding that extended side ankle. Back towards warrior two. And when you're ready, we'll reverse our warrior. Coming out of that position. When you're ready, let's turn towards the edge of the mat and we'll come towards a forward fold. Feel free to use a block. Bring the floor to you if you need to. Block's not required, but if it helps you with your practice today, feel free to use that. Simple for the forward fold. Keeping our feet aligned, a couple inches between the feet and the knees so the knees don't knock together. From here, we'll hinge from the hips, not from the spine. Bringing our hands towards either a block or the mat. Taking a few breaths here. Now, if your knees need to be bent a little bit more, if that's more comfortable for your body, you can use your feet or your thighs as a shelf for your abdomen. And then when you're ready, hinging from the hips, coming back up towards a standing position. Hinging from that hips is so important, not hinging from that spine. It's really going to help protect our bodies. Okay, and then when you're ready, let's go ahead and meet in a nice seated posture. Any sort of seated posture that's comfortable for your body today. And from here, we'll rock back and forth gently just to root those sitting bones. And from this comfortable seated position, we'll sit with our spine straight, as if there's a string pulling through our head. It's going to help us protect that lumbar, well, actually the whole spine. Now, if you need something underneath your sitting bones, feel free to come to a block or a bolster like I have over there. Sometimes that helps with our spine alignment. If you need two blocks underneath the knees for those hips, feel free to do that as well. And then in this nice seated posture, let's take a moment to breathe. It is often said that breath is the bridge to now. And then when you're ready, we'll move towards a twist, simple twist. So for here, we'll keep that left knee up. We'll extend that right leg. And being mindful of our spine placement, pretending like there's a string pulling through our head. We'll bring our fingertips to touch just beneath our chin. Elbows up. This is going to help us keep our spine straight as we move towards a twist. Left hand back right to chase, and then we'll gaze over that left arm. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, go ahead and twist towards the other side, the other direction, if that feels better for your body today. This is oftentimes a better stretch or a better twist for people that are pregnant. So it opens up that belly instead of squishes it. Whichever version of this pose you've chosen today, let's go ahead and just take 3 breaths. Coming back towards center. From here, we'll switch sides. So we'll extend that left leg. We'll cross the right. Same thing. Fingertips to touch beneath the chin. Elbows up. Right hand back, left to chase, or the other direction. Whichever version of this posture you've chosen today, let's go ahead and take 3 breaths. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center. And from here, let's try butterfly. So butterfly, we'll bring the bottoms of our feet to touch. Again, if you would like to have some blocks or something underneath your knees, feel free to do that. Again, we'll root our sitting bones. This is the perfect place to stay if this is what feels good for your body today. If you're getting the right amount of stretch that's comfortable and not hurting, please feel free to stay here. If your body's calling for a little bit extra stretch today, go ahead and hinge from the hips, bringing that chest towards the feet. Feel free to stop at any point that's perfect for your individual body. If this feels good for you and you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, feel free to bring the head towards the toes. Now that I'm moving my spine, keep in mind I hinged from the hips first. I didn't bend from the spine. That's still going to help protect our spine even if you've chosen this posture. If this feels good and you'd like something a little bit extra, go ahead and bring those hands forward. Whichever version of this posture you've chosen today, let's go ahead and take 3 breaths. And go ahead and hinge from the hips, coming back up towards the seated posture. And then when you're ready, again, coming towards that nice easy seat, just feeling comfortable here. We'll close out our practice today with just a mindful meditation, a few moments of silence. Again, keeping those eyes closed or bringing them to a soft gaze. We'll take just a few deep breaths. And if at any point throughout your practice or any point throughout your day or your week, if you feel yourselves drifting and distracted, uncomfortable or stressed, just remember that we can take that breath with us anywhere we go. Just allowing that breath to calm our nervous systems. And we'll just take a few moments of silence here just as we focus on the way that breath feels as it enters and leaves our bodies. And when you're ready, we'll bring our hands to heart center. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. When you're ready, we'll bow for namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for Yoga Basics Part 1. Feel free to check out more of our content if you like this. Feel free to send me a message if you have questions. We also teach weekly yoga classes online and some in person if you're in Utah. All right, have a great day.